Hey guys, we're here with another video for your interactive notebooks. Remember that you're going to take notes on the right-hand side of your notebook, and then we're going to give you some practice problems to do on the left-hand side. We're going to be talking about distributive property. Each of you has a yellow foldable that you should have in your notebook somewhere. Maybe it's in your envelope, but get that out because what you're going to do is you're going to take that foldable, that strip is going to fold in half, and then you're going to fold it in half back again. So in the end, what you've got is you've created 4 different sections, and when it's glued into your notebook, you'll be able to pull this out and you'll have the notes in those 4 sections so you can see it. So go ahead and get your foldable ready if you need to right now. You can pause. Alright, so in this first part of your foldable, what you're going to have is this little section of notes here. With the distributive property, you're always going to have parentheses, and you're going to have something outside of the parentheses that has to be distributed into each item in the parentheses. So here we've got A on the outside, and we've got B plus C on the inside of the parentheses. That means we have to take the A, and we have to multiply it by the B, and then we're going to add, because there's a plus sign here, and we're going to take the A times the C. So we put these arrows here to help us remember that we have to take the A first times the B, and that gives us AB, plus the A times the C, and that gives us AC. This might make a little bit more sense once we put in some numbers, but we want you to try it. Since we're in algebra, we're trying it with the variables first. So that first part right on this part of your foldable is going to be what I just explained here. When you open up your foldable, in this second section, you're going to put this example. It looks the same, but now we have a minus sign in the parentheses. So we do the same process. A is going to be times B first, and that gives us AB. We have a minus sign here, so that has to come down for a minus here. Then we have A distributed and times the C, which is AC. Next, in your third section of your foldable, you're going to put these notes. This looks a little bit different because we've got the A at the end of the parentheses after them. But it's still the same process. We're going to take what's inside the parentheses, and each item inside the parentheses has to be multiplied by that outside part. So the B times the A is BA. We have a plus sign in the middle that comes down, and then we have we have C times the A, and this comes down. You always have to pay attention to the sign you have in the middle of your parentheses, because that sign is going to continue down here when you distribute. Our last example is going to go in the fourth section of your strip. You've got B minus C times A outside the parentheses. Same idea, using the arrows and paying attention to the minus sign you have there. You're first going to have B times A, which is BA, and then you're going to have the minus sign and C times A down here. So BA minus CA. That should all be on your foldable. And then we're going to glue down the foldable onto your page of notes near the top, because now we're going to show you some examples. So go ahead and write underneath your foldable. I want you to write examples, and here's the example for number 1. We're distributing this 3 through the parentheses. And this is where you're going to have to remember all of those rules about multiplying and when you've got positives and negatives. But we've got right now 3 that we have to multiply times the 2x. Well, what you have to do there is just multiply the numbers together, those constants we call them. So it's 3 times 2, right here, it's the 3 times the 2x, plus 3 times 3. So go ahead and in your notes, write this line right here, and then we're going to multiply these, because 3 times 2x gives you 6x. The plus stays the same, and 3 times 3 is 9. Here's your second example. This one has a -5 out front that we have to multiply through the parentheses. So first it's going to be -5 times x. It's right here. We have a minus sign here, so that continues here. Now we've got -5 times 5. So here's the line right here. And when we multiply these out, -5, let me fix this here, -5 times x is going to give you a -5x. Minus sign, -5 times 5. You've got a negative times a positive, it gives you a negative. So that becomes -25. Now you have to think again about your keep, change, change. So -5x stays the same. This minus sign turned to a plus sign. And this -25 turned to a +25. So in the end, what we have is -5x plus 25. Here are two more examples for you. Number 3, we've got x plus 3 in the parentheses and the 2 outside of the parentheses. Excuse me, it's a -2. We got to pay attention to those negatives. So first we're going to have the x times the -2, and here it is. We have a plus sign right here, so we're going to have a plus sign over here, and then we're going to have the 3 times the -2. So here's this line in your notes. X times -2 is going to give you -2x. We've got the plus sign, and then we have 3 times -2, which is -6. And this is your answer for this example. Our last example, number 4, it's very similar. If you notice, each of these examples we're giving you relate to the 4 problems you had down on your foldable. So this one is just like this up here that we had in the 4th spot. We've got a minus sign and we've got a number outside of the parentheses behind it. So let's try this one. X minus 2, all of that in parentheses, times 5. So x times 5, right here, minus 2 times 5. When you work that out, you get 5x minus 10. If you're having trouble with this, stop the video and look at your notes again, or you could rewind the video and hear my explanation one more time. Because what we'd like you to do now is to try some of these on the left-hand side in your interactive notebook. We have 8 problems we'd like you to try, and they're very similar to the examples that I just went through. Here are 4 of them and 4 more. And even though on this whiteboard they're next to each other like this, we'd like you just to go straight down the page and you should be able to fit all 8 examples on your left-hand side. Try your best, and if you have questions on it, we'll go over it tomorrow in class. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.